Welcome everybody to the second episode of our Curse of Strahd campaign. Um, I am your dungeon master, Draxlider, also known as Justin Butler on YouTube. Feel free to look me up. I will be putting these up as soon as I learn how to edit better because I'm bad. And welcome to the stream, and we'll go ahead and start by character introductions. Ricky, if you'll introduce yourself and your character.
I am Wey Ning, the monk. I am super friendly and I don't get in trouble at all.
But
Steven.
Hi, my name's Steve Ray and I play Captian Surge.
boo!
Good tough time right now. Pass.
John.
All right, guys. Gamer tag is Lisa Birder. I play Durok. He's a oh my god, wow, a furbolg. Sorry, and he's also a ranger. He's pretty quiet, but he kind of soaks up everything that's going on. Can make abrupt decisions if he chooses. But other than that, yay, D&D.
And falls off buildings.
That is true.
We are level 3. Level 3.
Yep, you are indeed. If I could get all of you to roll a d20, and we'll do the recap.
Okay.
Oh fuck! Yeah, no! Yes!
John.
Yes!
John, you get to pick.
All right, Eric, go for it.
Oh, okay. Well, this is an easy one. We did nothing. We got,
Not necessarily.
we
Got a
got
lot
out
of.
of the House of Doom and we walked and we heard some crying and some people watching us and shit. Durok fell off a house because he's Durok.
Oh!
We went to a store and there wasn't much. Some shady looking health potions. And then we went to the pub across the street and some dudes started talking to us about Strahd and how his sister is being victimized by her and how Strahd basically ruined everything and like where we were, and apparently our timelines don't sync up and we're somewhere really, really fucked.
Hey, you forgot about our drinking game.
Oh, that's right. There's Durok and Captain Surge had a drinking game that Wey Ning totally did not try and sabotage.
Also not true. All right.
And then, well, what about what Durok saw during the night?
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about it.
Yeah, go for it, Erica.
Okay. Durok saw some ghost people walking towards the castle of Strahd. Whose name I forget.
You met Ismark
Yes,
Kolyanovich.
that's his name.
And what?
No, nothing. But yes. All right. Justin, would you please kind of tell us? I know we were sleeping. I saw those ghost figures headed to that castle, or no, departing from it actually, because they were departing away from the cemetery. Is that right?
Correct. That is also Ismark. That is the man that you met last time.
That is a chiseled jaw. Look at that.
Let's
That's
punch him.
chiseled as fuck.
And let's give him some lockjaw. Quickly, punch him in the face right now.
And so, like Durok keeps hinting at, and not quite getting to, he saw a ghostly procession out of the cemetery at night, heading up towards Castle Ravenloft. It is now early morning. The muted sunlight is starting to stream into the valley. And you guys all wake up in your one giant large room with one giant bed. I believe Durok slept upon the floor, and Captain Surge and Wey Ning slept in bed together.
Okay, I would like to wake up a particular way. Captain Surge is going to be shifting around in his sleep. And then he is going to just suddenly jerk awake and yell, "Agnes!" with his one hand reached out. And what may appear to be a small teardrop coming from underneath his eye patch.
Sure.
Is it bloody? Is it a bloody tear? Tell me more.
I don't know. You gotta look harder if you want to know more.
I don't want to look into your one eye. Gaze.
Look me in the eyes. I mean, eye.
Aye.
I bolt up and I'm like, I like rolling my eyes like, what's going on?
Alright. Surge is going to grumble out of bed, get dressed, and then head downstairs.
All right. Surge, when you get to the bottom of the stairs, you see Ismark sitting at a table with breakfast laid out before him. And drinks already on the table. It seems like there's enough seats for you, Lucien, and Durok, as well as Wey Ning. So,
Okay, Justin. I'd like to still kind of be in the room just after if they decide to leave. Like her. Did you leave Wey Ning?
I left after him. I didn't get a chance to say it, but yeah.
Okay.
Lucien's
I'd like to
still
look
in there.
outside. Oh.
Lucien's
Oh.
trying to strap on his armor. That takes a little bit of time.
Okay.
Takes like
So
10
Durok
minutes.
just kind of look at him a little bit, just kind of blow him off. But I would like to look outside.
You look outside and you see a light mist covering the ground. You don't really see a whole lot of movement. Every once in a while, you see what appears to be a person moving quickly through the fog, kind of trying to stay to the shadows, not trying to be out in the open or anything.
How about the cemetery? Is there any commotion over there? Is it still pretty barren?
So you look over towards the cemetery, and it is completely and totally barren at the moment. There's the gravestones and everything, but no indication of anything having happened the night before.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a nature. Oh, god damn it! I was hoping to do I hear any birds? Do I hear anything in the distance, or is it pretty just damn quiet?
It's pretty stagnant again, but you do just occasionally hear the wailing of somebody, like they're in grief, echoing through the streets.
Okay. Anything of interest in the room we were in?
No, I mean, it was mostly just a bed. There was a foot locker that you could store your items in. There wasn't anything in the foot locker.
Fuck.
And
Fucking Sean. God damn it.
at about this time, Lucien is finishing putting on his armor and starting to head downstairs.
Okay,
Okay.
I will
follow
shamble
suit,
into.
just slowly.
Okay.
I'll shamble into the booth with Ishmar and
Ismark.
is there Ismark, yeah. And is there like coffee and stuff?
Yeah, there's kind of a rudimentary coffee beverage on the table, as well as a small thing of water. It's kind of a little bit dirty. There's not really any milk or anything, and most of the breakfast fare seems to be like fairly stale bread and like a couple eggs. I mean, it's not a very big fare.
Okay. I immediately pull out a flask of whiskey and I pour it in the coffee, and I will be drinking that while eating from the food.
I kind of step down. I smell breakfast. I'm like, breakfast, and I sit down and start eating.
Sure. Sure.
With a appreciative nod towards Ismark.
Lucien sits down, and you can kind of hear him praying underneath his breath, and he also begins to eat breakfast. And I believe Durok also is going to sit down and begin quietly eating his breakfast, hood drawn and all that good stuff. Which I don't think Ismark actually saw under that hood. Anyway, So you guys are all eating breakfast. Ismark uh, looks at you all and says, "So we still have an agreement, correct? You
I raise my finger, and I like as in like hold the fuck up a second, and I just start chugging my coffee, like chugging, like chug, 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 chug. Slam it down on the table, wipe off the excess out of my beard, and I look at him and go, "Now we can talk."
Is there a coffee for me as well, or just is like some for everyone?
yeah, there's just like a
Okay.
couple pitchers, and then you have a glass in front of you that you could put water or coffee in.
All right, I drink some coffee and whatever water I can stand.
Sure. Um,
Not that I need the energy, but hey, why not?
Lucien is just drinking the coffee itself. He's not actually drinking any of the water. So Ismark is like, so we still have an accord. You will all help me get my sisters to Valaki. Starting today, it will be several days travel, and but we still have that accord, and I'll help you after we get my sister to safety. I'll assist you with perhaps fighting Strahd himself.
Hey, you said many a day travel. Surely we're not taking this on foot.
Well, I don't have any horses, and there's not really very many carts in town. The shopkeeper owns one, but he's quite a tight-pursed fellow. And I doubt he would allow us to take said cart. We don't really have any horses here in town. It will be a journey on foot.
Well then, do you have rations prepared?
We do have rations at the manor house that we can use on our quest.
Camping equipment?
I have some rudimentary things for starting fires, and I have my own bedroll, as does my sister.
Well, I can start fires, son. I'm talking like tents and bedrolls for us. You see, we don't really have much of these things.
Tents are, generally speaking, a bad idea. It makes you more visible, and you try not to have a fire at night, if you can help it. In fact, it's generally a better idea just not to leave the road at all.
Well, we are at the very least going to need some bedrolls.
Do you not have a bedroll?
Most kits come with a
Really?
bedroll, Steven.
Oh, then yes, I do have a bedroll.
Wey
Already
Ning is wondering why the captain is bitching about nothing.
Oh, man.
I will look at him gruffly. I'll pour another whiskey and coke. Just
Wey Ning wonders what Coke is.
Oh, coffee. God damn it.
I asked Ismark, are there other towns in the valley other than Valaki and this one?
There is another town at the far end of the valley called Kresk, and there are Kresk. And there are a few other smaller areas that generally should be avoided. There used to be more within the valley, but ever since Strahd came and took over this place, it's usually not the best idea to be outside one of the three main cities. And this, by far, is probably the city that you wish to be in the least.
Yes, with death houses and such.
As Strahd's castle itself overlooks this city.
Don't you ever put a sign up for the death house? Like, you just let people wander in randomly?
Well, we've tried burning it down, but it always comes back after a few days. We've even tried to put signs up, but the house itself seems to have a magic of its own, in that it seems to find ways to attract people inside.
Hmm.
Well, then, no sense in wasting time. Let us be on our way.
All right, so he kind of looks at all of you, and he begins to lead the group.
Oh, my key comes back because I took a rest, didn't I?
Yeah.
So my hit points come back, or my hit dice come back as well, or is that that?
Up to half of your hit dice. So if you use more than half, you can only gain up to half.
Well, I used one apparently, so.
Hey, John, what are you up to, buddy?
Well, I wasn't. Well, I meant to cast that stealth, like as if you were leaving, but you guys are still doing something, so please disregard that.
No, y'all are leaving now.
Okay, so I know it's daytime. I just kind of want to almost. I know you said that there's not many people walking around, but I kind of just want to, like, be at least 20 feet back from the group, but just keeping a watchful eye and kind of blending in as much as I can.
Sure. So you guys all begin moving, and he is leading you towards the south here. As he is leading you all, right about here, that wailing that you guys have heard this entire time is at its loudest. Just hear this moan, this sob echoing out into the street.
I would like to do a perception for a beggar. Do we see a crying beggar upon the street?
No, you do not.
Justin, I something noticed on one of these buildings.
Did what on one of the buildings?
I just want to bound on top of one without being seen, but I'm like overlooking what they're deciding.
Ismark is kind of looking at you like, don't jump on people's houses.
Durok does what he wants.
And
I said, Ismark, what is that? Where's that coming from?
it's coming from the house here. This is Mad Mary's. She lost her granddaughter not long ago and hasn't been able to find her since her disappearance. None of us are entirely sure what happened, and there's not really much help any of us have been able to offer her, as in general most of us would hate to leave the town.
When did her daughter disappear?
Is somebody dying over there? Jesus.
Her daughter disappeared about a week ago. No one's seen her since then.
Okay, what the fuck is that sound? Tell them to quit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, that's all on your end. That's not coming from any of us.
Okay.
So Ismark kind of looks up towards Durok and then looks back at the group and he says, if you guys will continue with me, we'll just continue on our way.
I will continue walking with my hands in my pockets, and I will ignore the crying lady.
And
I'll continue walking, but I'll be looking sort of at that house. Like I want to go in and like help her in some way, but
right. So Ismark looks up towards Durok and he's like, will you please get down into the streets? Drawing attention to yourself is not the way to go here.
I would like to make a head nod to Durok, just kind of like a jerk to the left, as in, come on, man. Speaking without words to Durok seems to be the way
Oh, fuck.
communicates.
Oh, fuck.
So
God damn it.
you jump down, but your ankle twists a bit. and you take 3 points of damage.
All right, Justin, really quick question. Did we get restful sleep last night? Was I able to regain my health?
Yeah, you got a full rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm back at 20. Wait, no. Yep, 23.
23 is your total HP, or 26 is your total HP?
27 is, but I took. Yeah. No. Oh wow, what an idiot. No, I did it right. No, I didn't. I suck at life. 24.
So as you guys walk forward towards this mansion, you see a weary-looking mansion that's squatting behind a rusted iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily. How much of that did you catch? Where did
I
that cut
lost
off?
it after lazily.
All right.
Yep.
The left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet, against the walls, the growth has been trampled down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish off the walls. Great black marks tell of the fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen. So this is as you guys approach up to the house itself.
Make a perception. No, I couldn't see
Nope,
anything.
don't feel evil to me.
Perception. And
Okay.
ooh.
Nice.
What
Very
do I
nice.
feel like? What do I get? What kind of sense do I get from the house? Is it like malevolent, like the death house in some way, or is there
So
just more like a house that's seen better days?
the house gives you a feeling like it's almost been under siege a little bit, and as you and Durok look on the ground and look around the ground, you can see that all the weeds around the house are trampled, and there's not only human footprints, but there's also wolf footprints all around this house. As you guys are looking around and kind of observing Ismark walks confidently up to the door and knocks upon the door, and he says, "Arena, I've brought him like I said last night. It's time for us to go." And you hear some muffled voice from the other side, and he's like, "Arena, come on, we have to go." And then you just hear a little bit more of an argumentative voice, and he's like, "If you guys would join me, please come inside and help me talk my sister into leaving now. She's a little stubborn sometimes." And he walks inside.
I follow him.
I go,
but
nope.
I confidently walk in.
I grab Wey Ning on the shoulder before he can pass through the door. And I will say, the agreement was to take your sister away from this town. And due to our experiences with houses here, I don't really think I want to go in your home.
Wey Ning suddenly agrees with Captain. He remembers the eating door.
It's like, if you can't get your sister to go, then what if she doesn't really want to go?
Yeah.
Do you want to try to roll a persuasion on that?
Well, I'm not trying to persuade, I'm just stating. So I'm not like, it's just pure RP. I'm not trying to persuade him to, well, I mean, what do you think I'm trying to do? What do I need to roll?
It
based on
sounds
what
like you're
you
trying to persuade him or something about not going into this house. That there's no way. I don't know why Durok's rolling initiative here.
want. Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, I don't know.
Durok's gonna fight the house.
I got it, guys. It's all mine.
Is the door
I mean,
open?
I rolled a
see into the-
persuasion.
The door is open, and I mean it looks like a normal house, and you actually see his sister inside.
I'm gonna make like what do I see from her? Like Like, is she doing well? Is she sickly? Like, what the fuck?
Alright, when you see her, this is what you see. She's a striking young woman. She's got beautiful auburn hair, a high
She looks like
collar. She's wearing armor. I mean,
Hmm.
she seems very strong-willed, not like a weak little girl. Um,
Oh my god.
I mean, you could try.
interesting. Despite my better judgment with doors and houses in this place, I walk in and say, "We're here to bring you to the other city. Will you please come with us?"
So,
With a
Wey
smile.
Ning, as you walk in, the interior of this mansion seems to be well furnished, and yet the fixtures around the house show great signs of wear, as if it's been lived in for a long time. Noticeably, the windows are all boarded up, and looking around every room, on every wall, you can see a holy symbol present. Um, and
Oh.
as you do so, as you walk in and say this to Irina, she's like, "Look, I don't even know who you are, but I cannot leave unless we put my father to rest."
I look back to Ismark and, what is this? This
He
was a part of the agreement.
he sighs
Yeah.
and he says, "Look, our father had a heart attack last night, and I've been unable to get my sister to leave the house until she knows that he's been put to rest in the cemetery here in town. Look, it's just a quick travel back up to the north side of town if you guys don't mind. Uh, I'll even go with you to the church. Brother Donovan should be there, and we should be able to get my father to rest without too much trouble." Um,
Hmm. Wey Ning is moved by their sorrow and their loss and agrees to help them.
I want to turn to Lucien and go, what do you think of all this then?
Lucien looks at you and he says, "Well, it's the belief of the city that I come from that the dead need to be interred um, into the ground, and in order for their soul to make it to its final rest. I'm not sure exactly how this valley goes, but the two of them seem to be honest to me." And
Okay.
he kind of walks up to Irina and he says, "Can you show me your father?" And she kind of motions, and he starts to follow her towards a side room.
Okay. I will turn to Wey Ning at this point and I will look at him and go, if this is truly what you want to do, I will help you along with it. But know that if anything bad happens, the responsibility weighs on you.
I sort of look away and look back, and I give him a stern nod, and I follow Lucien or whoever just went to the other room.
Okay.
I'm going to wait outside here, lads. You can bring him with you out.
So you do
But I'm not going
see,
in that.
you do go into this side drawing room, and on the floor, in a simple, very simple wooden coffin, surrounded by wilting flowers and just a slight odor of decay, because he's been dead since last night, is laying the Burgomeister of the town, the father of Ismark. She says, "Here he is. If you all will take him, I will stay here in the house until this is done. Strahd can't enter a house without invitation, so it's the safest place for me until this is done. And then when this is done, my brother will confirm that you have done this, and I will be happy to accompany you all to Valaki, I believe, is my brother's planned location for me."
I give a little bow and I say, "Of course, I'm happy to help."
So Lucian goes to one side of the coffin and motions towards you to pick up the other side, Wey Ning.
I do.
All right, so the two of you lift the coffin and walk out of the front of the house with the coffin. Ismark quickly goes up and
I will be on guard. I'm waiting for something to pop out of the coffin and attack me. So the death house has
Ismark
taught me a few lessons.
Ismark quickly runs up and helps you guys with the coffin. He's like, it's just north of town. There's a large cemetery behind it. Please let me lead you ahead. All right. So is everybody going? We all following?
I will follow behind the casket,
Okay,
but I'm
Justin.
going to move around. I'm going to move around pretty much nonchalantly,
Sure,
like
sure.
I normally do with my hands in my pockets, hands in my pockets, thumbs kind of sticking out, coat brushed back just a bit, and I'll follow.
Justin.
Yeah.
Durok is gonna follow, but he's gonna go this direction, but continue north. Like, I'm gonna be peering across the alleyway,
So you're gonna
kind of
kind of
being
split the
behind.
party.
Well, it's just gonna be me, but I'm at ready with my bow, but I'm just watching everything. I'll
Sure.
roll another perception for you. Fuck! I see a rock.
Oh god, here we go with the rocks. No.
Possibly a tree.
All right. So y'all continue with this coffin.
While we're moving, I'm talking sort of softly
Potatoes are in the oven.
to Ismark. I'm like, has someone been attacking your home?
Strahd has been able to fool my sister into letting him in the house a couple times. So we've kept the doors shut to any but family for the last several days in order to prevent his evil wizardry from fooling my sister into allowing him back into our house. He's been pursuing my sister for a long time, which is the reason why I wish very heartily to move her to a safer town like Valaki.
I see. Do not know much about vampires, but the fact that she invited him in before, does that mean he can come in now while she's alone? Or is it like a per occasion type thing?
From our understanding and the way it's worked out so far, it's per occasion.
I see.
Um, we we don't normally see Strahd here in town, and usually definitely not during the day. Our house had been under attack for several days now, and when my father got struck down, the attack suddenly stopped. I'm just afraid this is an indication that Strahd is moving forward with his plans to try to take my sister.
Excuse me, lad. You said struck down, but you all was his heart attack the consequence of another force? Because you said heart attack earlier, son.
It was a heart attack. He was struck down. The grief and the stress struck him to the ground, and he died.
Son, you got a weird way of saying things.
Why is he so interested in your sister? I mean, there must be other women here. No offense to your family or your sister's honor, but why not pursue them?
He's
Why fixate
under
on single?
a delusion, you might say, that my sister is his long lost love reincarnated.
Oh. Sucks for her.
What's to stop him from chasing her to the next town?
Well, this town is directly in his domain. It's said that Valaki is walled and safe. There's no real proof of that, but I would like to believe that versus anything else that's going on here
Are
in
you
this
moving?
town.
My screen went black. Are you moving us to a different scenario?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I don't know what
I'm rolling an insight, Justin. I'm overhearing y'all's conversation. I just don't feel easy about it.
I mean, from what it sounds completely honest. It sounds like, their house has been under attack. He seems completely sincere. There doesn't seem to be any real reason for you not to trust him.
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, you rolled an 18. That's a hell of a roll.
Yeah. A little bit more.
So,
Especially at
I
this
see this temple or church or whatever. What exactly do I see? How do I don't know. Like, what's the general feel of or state of it?
so atop this slight rise, because it's up on a hill, and against the roots of the pillar stone that support Castle Ravenloft, you see the large cliff coming up behind this church, behind the graveyard itself. You see a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood. The church has obviously been weathered, and the assaults of evil creatures seems to have worn this church out a little bit and made it a little bit worn and weary. There's a bell tower that rises towards the back, and a flickering light shines through holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load. And as you guys approach the church doors, the heavy wooden doors of the church are covered with claw marks and scarred by fire.
Justin, I'm going to roll nature. And also, I'd like to look at the ground with perception, because you did mention about those wolf paws earlier. I know probably I won't see them here, but it just seems like these wolf paws are like sending us in, like to be able to recognize them.
So it does look like there's some wolf prints and footprints all around this church.
Oh no, poor baby.
Sorry.
That's fine, man. I get it.
Say again?
Let's do a religion on this place.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I'll also do that.
It seems to be of a religious... I mean, it's a church. You can't really tell, looking at the outside, what kind of church it's dedicated to.
Oh, so my roll is wasted.
Not necessarily.
It's a religious church. I need vast knowledge of religious things in order to notice that.
I should have said what I was specifically looking for, but I didn't do that. I just rolled a religion. Whatever. C'est la vie. Well, where are we putting this guy?
Ismark looks towards you and he says, well, we need to talk to Donovan, the priest inside the church. And,
Ships burials at sea are much simpler. The ocean takes them. And I will open the doors to this church.
Alright. And as you do, he's saying, after we speak to Donovan, he should be able to direct the correct rites for burial of my father. And then my sister will be appeased and we can move on with this business. Alright, so going in. Ismark will go in with you. Lucien will be right behind Ismark.
As we go in, I kind of put a hand on Ismark as a sort of sign of solidarity and, like, as like apology for his loss.
So, the doors open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hall leading to a brightly lit chapel. The hall is unlit and reeks of mildew. 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hall, lead to adjacent chambers. You can see that the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer. Suddenly, the prayer is blotted out by an inhuman scream that rises up from beneath the floor. Father in heaven,
Well, I'm going to immediately cast Mage Armor upon myself.
Hmm.
In reaction,
All right, so you cast mage armor on yourself.
which bring my AC up from 11 to 14.
Still not as good as my natural 17, buddy. I'll
Nope,
move up
but I'm a
towards.
spellcaster.
I'll just move up sort of like in a, I don't know, defensive stance.
Okay. So,
I would like to. Well, I already kind of did an action for the time being, but when I get another chance to do something, I'm gonna roll a perception.
sure, go for it.
Go for it.
I will also do that. You know what? Hold on. I'll do that in my religion check.
And I'm very specifically trying to perceive the sounds of whatever this inhuman muffled screaming thing that you said.
So it seemed like it was coming up through the floorboards.
I will look down at the floorboards then. Are there like, is it like, are there cracks in the floorboards? Is it like hollow underneath? Or are we on stone? Are we on wood? What are we on?
It's a wooden floor, but it doesn't seem like there are any cracks in the floor or anything. And but it definitely came from up underneath.
Hmm.
I will turn to Ismar. Is Ismar, right? Did I get it right that time?
Ismark.
Okay.
Ismark.
Just forgot the K. Turn to Ismar and be like, what in the world is that?
He looks at you just as puzzled as you are. It seems like this is something that he doesn't know about either. He's like, I'm not sure what that is. As far as I knew, Donovich is the only one left in the church. His son went off to try to lead a revolt against Strahd, and hasn't been seen since then. Durok,
Well,
what would you like to do?
Justin, I'm assuming the doors are open. I'd just be able to look like this. Is that possible?
Yeah, you can see into this hallway.
Well, I'd have to move forward, but I don't want to.
he wants to be given
Okay.
sight.
You should have
Just wanna be
sight.
able- I don't know why it's not letting me see everything in there.
Hmm.
All right. I will yell out at Donovan then. I'll be like, hey, oi, what the hell, mate? Try to get some sort of response out of this guy.
As you holler, you hear a voice from in the church itself that says, "Hello, is somebody here?"
Are you blind, mate? We're right here.
I mean, he's
I
pretty
got
far.
one eye and I can see you.
I move up to about here, and I'm like, and I say, "Hello, what is going on here? What was that?" To what's his face, Donovich.
That what was what?
The weird, freaky scream that came from the floor.
Oh, I apologize. My son, he's been afflicted with a curse, and I can't let him out from the Undercroft. He's the only one who returned from a foray to fight Strahd, and I've been praying here nonstop since my son returned, and I was able to capture him into the Undercroft, praying to the Dawnfather in hopes that my son's curse could be lifted.
Okay, hold on. Do I get a sense that he's lying to me?
No, he sounds 100% honest. Like he's telling you the truth as far as he knows it.
Okay. Alright, hold on. Religion check. Oh, okay. Apparently I don't know who the Dawnfather is.
You
Okay.
absolutely do not. It's not a god from the realms that you're
I look
accustomed
back.
to.
Okay, I look back at Surge. I kind of give him a look like I feel like this is on the up and up. And I kind of move in a little bit.
Well, lad, can you take a break from all that praying real quick and help us bury this body? It's very important.
Absolutely, I can assist you with burying a body. Whose body is it that you
I
bring?
turned to Ismark and wave and give out a hand like, "Go forth, Ismark. This is you, son. Take the stage."
So Ismark, with Lucien's help, brings in the coffin, holding the Burgomeister, and he says, "Donovich, it's it's my father. He had fallen due to the stress from the nightly attacks. Um, so Donovich turns and looks at you all and says, "Well, it's early enough in the morning. I can absolutely help you and offer some prayers up to the Morning Lord to hopefully deliver Kolyan Indorovich's soul from this cursed land of Barovia." He waves at you and motions to a door that leads out into the cemetery and walks out with you. He goes to an open plot after Ismark and Lucien lower the coffin into the ground. Donovich prays to the Morning Lord. Morning Lord, I know that our infractions led the Night Mother to send Strahd as a curse upon our land, but I pray to you that this good man, this man who sacrificed much in his leadership of this town, I pray that you would deliver his soul from this accursed land and out of the reach of the Devil Strahd. Please do this for us and allow him a peaceful rest." And as the prayer finishes, he begins to bury the body, insisting that the party stay with him as he does so.
Okay.
Do any of you do anything?
Wey Ning does not know whether he should help bury him. That'd be disrespectful. He maintains a respectful silence until indicated otherwise.
I'm just gonna. Is there like a tree nearby?
There's a couple dead trees, yeah.
I want to go lean up against a tree
Sure.
and stare longingly out at the distance, as if something's on my mind.
As he's getting to the end of this burial, Donovich is starting to talk very, very quietly with Ismark, looking around at the party, just kind of whispering to Ismark, it seems, about something, nodding every once in a while.
I don't want to intentionally overhear them, but is there a way where I just can hear them? Like my passive perception or whatever is 13. Like, can I hear what they say?
I can roll something real quick, see.
Like, I want to hear what they say, but Wey Ning does not.
Alright. Let's see. That would be... Oh yeah, you can hear Ismark talking, and it seems like Donovich is asking, "Where have you found these foreigners from this land? What are they supposed to be helping you with?" and things like that. And Ismark's just saying they agreed to help me take my sister Vlavaki, and he kind of looks at him and says, "You don't think you ought to take them all the way over to Kresk, to the Abbey, and Ismark seems to be dissenting against that, saying, no, I want to take her to the walled city of Vallaki, this, that, and the other. And then they begin to start walking back towards the church. And you all can follow.
Okay.
Anything else y'all want to do while y'all are here?
I sort of wanna catch Surge. I don't know what Durok's doing. He's stealthing somewhere. But I wanna whisper to him like, it's like for some reason, the priest thinks they should take him to Crest for some reason. There's an abbey there. He doesn't know why. Ismark's taking him to the Vallaki. It might be important. I don't know.
How long have I been on mute?
A while now.
Probably.
Well, no. Oh.
Since you leaned against the tree.
Ooh, okay. Sorry.
And if I'm mute, he is again.
Yep, screaming children and all that.
Fancy roleplay. I want to ask Ismark about Crest and why we aren't going there.
Ismark remarks that he believes that Vallaki is the most fortified and safe city within the valley. He thinks that's the best place that you have as an option in order to take his sister to be safe.
What does the priest think Crest then?
It's rumored that there's an old abbey there, but none of us have heard from Kresk in a long time. None of us have heard from the abbey in a long time, and there's just no guarantee that city is still a safe place to be.
Well, which one of them is closer?
Vallaki. Kresk is on the far side of the valley.
All right, Vallaki it is then.
Alright. So you guys get to here. Back to the city. Man, what the heck is going on with that? There you go. And he starts leading you back towards his house. Does anybody have any more questions for him while y'all are walking?
I think I'll question out.
Nobody? No questions?
I'm not sure.
Alright.
Doing the best I can.
Durok, are you still just gonna walk off to the side and such?
No, I'm gonna come back around, and I'm gonna approach this guy, and just be up front and say, "Where are all these wolf prints coming from? What are these claw marks? What are these?"
The creatures of the night serve Strahd. They're his spies and his agents.
Durok just kind of scoffs and walks away.
Alright. So, you guys get in. Irina is very pleased to hear that her father has been put to rest properly in the graveyard and that prayers have been said to get him on his way, and agrees to go with you. She hefts a pack on her shoulder and she's ready to go. You guys go ahead and leave. It's about mid-morning.
Hold on. Mid-morning, that's what I wanted to know. Yeah, we go.
Okay. So So you guys are now.
Oh, by the way, Justin, my mage armor lasts up to 8 hours.
That's fine. You guys are now on the main map. Give it a second to get loaded up. And since you are on the main map, I'm gonna have to roll dice here in a minute. I'm
Because
sure.
we all get experience.
No. That's not why. Okay.
Hey, I wanted to apologize, guys. I was trying to get rid of Sean and he wouldn't leave. So now I'm back.
So I'm gonna have to have you guys travel outside of Barovia in 30-minute increments. Which, in a 30-minute time, are you guys going to be moving at a fast pace, a normal pace, or a slow pace so you can keep stealthed?
Wey Ning does not care about being stealth, but
Justin, I believe that my character can traverse the mainland or whatever we're going through pretty efficiently.
What's your favorite terrain, Durok?
It was forest.
Okay, so yeah, you'd be able to stealth at a normal pace.
Okay.
I don't know where we are on this map, so.
You're at the village of Barovia.
I'm trying to find it. It's like loading really slowly, so it's.
Yeah,
We don't
it's-
have titles over the cities, Justin. Oh wait, no. You're talking about the whole map itself. Never mind. No, it's like yeah, right. Yeah, I would say Captain Surge is only going to move at a moderate pace.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
All right. So you guys, little tokens are right there. In 30 minutes, you can move 1.5 miles. So, and I also need to know, are you sticking to the road? That'd be
I
one
would
and a half
assume
miles
so.
right there. So if y'all will move
Did
to there.
Newsmark say it would be best to stick to the roads? Because if that's so, then yeah, we just stick to the roads.
Justin, my character says nope to that, and he's gonna be slightly in the forest, just watching you guys.
Perfect. It's good to know. It's important that I know that.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead and move up to this space. Move y'all's tokens.
What have I done?
God damn it.
Oops, I did not mean to do that, I think.
Move up, guys.
Where's my... Jesus. Fucking a speck on a freaking... Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I have no idea
Zoom
where my
in.
No, I know where it is. I know where it is. Justin, it's just so slow. So I'm working on it. Okay. So I'm moving up. I know that I'm almost like a mile from them.
You're gonna be a
Right.
mile away from your party. Are you sure?
No. No, Justin, like, okay, so
Are you sure you don't want to be like 10 feet off the road?
yes, well, I'm trying to keep with the map, buddy. Sorry.
Because think about it. If you're a mile away from the party, that's 5,000 feet. If they get into combat or you get into combat, they move 60 feet at most per round.
I got you, buddy. All right, so I'm gonna say that.
This map is too big.
So, would you say this is plains, Justin? Like you have the pathway, but would you call this like tall grass?
I mean, that's the forest is close to that. I mean, it doesn't show it right up next to the road because it'd be hard to do on the map, but it's almost like everywhere.
Okay, so
But it's definitely
with
some
them.
higher grassy area.
Okay, then I am on the edge of the road. Definitely within seeing distance, and I can hear, like if they're talking, I can't hear exactly what they're saying, but I'm with them, I can see them visually.
As per to audibly.
Whoa, 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 whoa! I
All
don't
right.
care what you have to say.
You
Whoa.
can go ahead and move another mile and a half.
Okay.
I've just got to
Alright.
roll for like every 30 minutes worth of travel.
Okay. Do you want me to do another perception, Justin? I'll do a nature as well.
Very slow. I don't know exactly if I moved where I'm supposed to, but
Close enough.
Jesus! So many angry children.
Alright, y'all are still good.
Okay. Had to grab another beer. I'll be right back. Another 20. Whatever.
Move another 1.5. Or actually just move right to the edge of that bridge. It's probably the...
to the edge of the.
Yeah,
Okay.
just the edge right there. Kind of where
Okay.
Durok is. So as you get to this bridge, you see a river as clear and as blue as the winter sky running through the valley. It's roughly about 50 feet wide. It doesn't look too terribly deep on the edges, but it does look like it would definitely cover over the top of your head in the center, with an arching stone bridge spanning the river.
Oh, nice.
Justin, I would like to roll another nature. Is this water clean?
It looks clear and blue and beautiful.
No, but is it clean? No. All right.
You don't have
I'd
science
like-
equipment.
Fuck that! Metallurgical degree right here. Fuck this shit. We're gonna figure it out. All right, Justin. I'd also like to roll a survival. Damn it, where is it? F word.
For...
Well, I'd like to fill up my water skin.
And you do. Your water skin is nice and full.
Okay. I'd
Oh.
like to notice if there's
Today,
any fish in the river.
It does appear that there are some fish in the river.
I followed Durok's example and I filled up my water skin as well. Don't know if I drank from it, but I'll take some.
Sure.
Especially
I'm
after the
going
horrible
to
tunnel
look
water.
at both of them doing this, and I'm going to hold out my water skin that I filled up to with in town and just kind of shake it. Like, y'all didn't do this? Y'all didn't do this beforehand.
Hey, listen here, Mr. Sturge. No, I'm gonna assume every time we play a campaign that even though I have a water skin, it's empty. So, nah.
I filled mine up in town. I prepared. You
Heck,
nerds.
Last session we had, all they offered was shitty ass water.
I make like a look of disgust at his filled water skin.
Okay, Justin, I would like to roll
Water.
some athletics and acrobatics and also animal handling to hopefully catch a couple fish.
How long are you going to attempt this?
I'm going to say that I'm going to be one with nature and try it just for a few. Like, I'm going to spend like a minute doing it.
1 minute trying to catch a fish?
Jesus.
You are unsuccessful catching any fish.
Okay, I want to, as I'm watching them try to catch himself some fish.
I am not catching fish. I'm really filled with water.
Okay,
I'm
Justin,
just going. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch.
spend another minute and I'm going to try again. Oh, god damn it.
I'm like silently cheering for Durok. Like, I'm doing like arm pumps and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Durok, mate, we gotta get going. We have rations. It's okay.
Not to go with my cheese.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I'm gonna assume Durok said that. I need fish for my cheese.
All
That's
right.
it. Any
I can-
success?
The line between what you say and what your character says is so blurred sometimes I never really know.
Okay, then I'll make it a little bit more clear. Sorry, guys.
Oh no,
I-
nothing to apologize for. I think it's hilarious.
The fuck?
All right. So as you guys start traveling again, you do see about in the middle of the bridge a cameo photo with the profile's face scratched out of it.
Ooh.
And y'all can
Interesting.
move another mile and a half.
No success with the fish, Justin? Oh,
Nope.
what an asshole. Okay,
Fishing's kind of hard in D&D,
is it really? Interesting. I didn't know.
especially when you're doing it with your hands.
Suppose you attach like a rope to one of your arrows and shoot that.
Durok is a very playful creature. He kind of just meanders.
Clearly. Captain Surge is lagging behind.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Doing the best I can, guys. Just assume I'm moving with you.
I feel like every time you move forward, you lose health. Like, seriously. But that's just your health bar, I guess.
He just has a little health bar. He has the least health.
No,
he's a
I'm
mage.
God damn it. No, it's fine. It cracks me up. Justin, I'm gonna roll another perception.
Sure.
Just wanna
My next
make
character
sure.
is actually the Raven Queen, and I'm gonna kill all y'all.
I
No.
also run a perception. Oh, and an insight. Just I'll get a feel for the forest, which I get nothing. It's a forest.
Okay,
There's
I'm back.
trees.
The forest seems very still for the most part. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of activity. Every once in a while, you see quick shadows move through the forest.
Okay, Justin, I'd like to roll a survival on that. Damn it. And can I kind of get an understanding of maybe what rush to the forest? I'm gonna roll an insight towards that as well, hoping is it like those wolves again?
It
Damn
seems
it.
like pretty normal animals that would be moving through the forest at this point.
What does our daylight look like at this point, Justin? What time would you say roughly it is?
See, you guys left at 10 in the morning. Okay, that's what? 2 hours, 3 hours. To get right there. That's 3.5 hours, so it's about 1:30
Alright, let's keep going.
at that point.
Justin, I would also like to munch on some of my exquisite cheese to hopefully regain those 3 hit points I lost.
Sure, sure.
Thank you.
As you guys are
Okay.
walking on the road right here, you stumble upon an old grave.
Oh. I'll make a perception check.
I'm gonna remove one.
I am not
cheese
touching the
wedge.
grave.
What? You're not?
I perceive it's a grave. Is it like a headstone or
It
something?
seems like a violated grave.
Oh.
It's a shallow, mud-filled hole with dirt or rock strewn around it and a few scattered bones inside.
Hmm.
I'm gonna pay it no mind and keep moving forward.
Hold on. Do I? I have no shovel, so I can't bury it. I will offer a bow as respect, and I'll continue on. You know what I will do? I'll light a candle by the grave. I have 15 of those.
Sure, take a candle off, make it 14. And you do so.
Okay. And then I bow. Wey Ning suddenly remembers he did not meditate this morning.
Justin,
Uh-huh.
at that 1.5 mile mark, I want to
Sorry.
suggest us taking a lunch break for 30 minutes to rest.
By the grave?
No, oh wait, is that by the grave where they are right now?
Where
Sorry,
you just were before you moved would be right by the grave at 1:30. It'd be 2 o'clock and
Okay.
you would be right there.
I want to move till 3 o'clock, and then I want to take a food break.
Alright, stay there for a moment.
Wey Ning's rumbling tummy agrees.
17.
I love the sound of real rolled dice.
No doubt.
It is a
I
nice
actually
sound.
wish I could do. Justin, I have a question.
Huh?
Will we be playing D&D when you're down here or up here? Sorry.
I mean, we probably
'Cause I would-
could. I would have to bring my books,
I mean-
but yeah.
I don't
I'm just
know.
saying
Maybe
because
y'all should enjoy y'all's weekend.
Well, I've never been able to roll my own dice. Pisses me off.
Alright. I'm gonna set something up real quick, and then I will let you guys know something's going on, and then things.
In this break we're having, I do just chew on the, a ration. and I'll
Alright,
remove-
so right now you guys are technically still moving. I need to know a marching order for you guys.
I'm assuming Ismark is leading the charge, because we don't know where we're going. He has to be in the lead.
I'm right
Like
behind him.
100%.
I'm in
Unless
the
Captain
grass.
Surge asserts his dominance, but
And I don't know about I already forgot her name. Not good with names. Elena?
Arena.
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 Knows, man.
So Captain
Yeah.
Surge is leading the way, and then
Nah, Ismark is leading the way.
you think
I am
Ismark's
not in front, sir. Not in front. The way I see it, Ismark's in the lead. Arena's wherever you put her, because I mean I can't really decide Arena. And then Wey Ning wants to be pretty much right behind Ismark. Don't know why.
I kind of forgot about Arena. I figured I want to be up front where the action will probably be.
And I'm just following lightly behind.
And Durok, you're off to the side, right?
And I'm assuming Durok is somewhere around us. I don't really look for him because I know that he's probably stealth somewhere at this point. But I have a feeling that he's somewhere close by, to me at least. Like, kind of following the group because he tends to like to follow us.
Okay. So,
Oh wait, are you creating something, Justin? Do
Yeah.
we have like some downtime? Or
downtime
is it
is a
kind of
strong
immediate?
word.
No, I'm saying like,
This is happening immediately. I've just got to put it together.
okay, then fuck us. What an asshole.
I'm being ready to roll initiative.
Maybe. Oh, that's not the right thing. Gosh dang it.
Gosh darn birds. Or shit. But they're birds.
Alright, so those are there. That's there. Okay. A gaunt figure with wild hair and bare feet bounds towards you on all fours, wearing a tattered gown of stitched animal skins. You can't tell whether it's a man or a woman. It stops, sniffs the air, and laughs like a lunatic. The ground nearby is crawling with tiny twig monsters.
Oh. Interesting.
I do want to say that my mage armor is still up. Hasn't been 8 hours yet.
No, it's been what?
I would say what, like
5?
9:30. Yeah, I would say because you said we left at 10.
That'd probably
so
be about
cast it-
7 because you cast it before the funeral. It took probably about 2 hours to get all that sorted out.
Okay,
So it'd be
so I still have about an hour. I still have it though.
yeah.
is
You still
basically
have
what it
about
is.
an hour, roughly.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Alright.
Combats don't last but a few minutes, so if this does end up being a combat.
Oh yeah,
All right.
roll
Well, the first thing I'm
initiative.
going to do is I'm going to. Oh, now we're rolling initiative.
Yeah.
You slimy son of a.
God damn, I thought I'm 10.
I'm 10 as well, in case you can't see it. I forgot to click on my token.
I was clicked on it before, but then we transferred to the new place and I lost everything. And by everything I mean being clicked. Yes, I am not last.
Alright. I've got to get all y'all's initiatives in here. Did all 3 of you roll a 10?
I'll say that my dex modifier is a +1.
Mine is 4. I have no excuse.
Alright. Ending order. His mark is first. Ismark is gonna shout for the group to prepare. There's a druid. Beware! They worship Strahd as a god here. Everybody prepare. Watch out for those twigs. And he is going to draw his longsword. Let's see. I would say probably two-handed. And he's gonna stand in a stance prepared, just a little bit out. Surge.
Sweet. Well, let's see. We got twig monsters and shit over there. My range, I'm currently how far away? Let's find out. Click the tool. Durok, your picture is totally in the way. I think I'm like over here somewhere. That's about 75 feet to the closest one. That's about like 90 feet to the druid, Justin.
You are 90 feet to the druid, 70 feet to the closest twig blight.
Alright, well, that's, man. Really missing Spell Sniper right about now.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. Okay, cool. I'll firebolt the closest twig.
That'll hit.
Boom.
It bursts into
Cantrip.
flames
Oh.
and
Okay.
falls screeching to the ground. Any moving?
No, I'm not moving.
Wey Ning.
Alright, hold on. Can I make a... I don't know, maybe an Arcana or a... What's the other one I would want to use? I don't know. Like, I want to know what the hell these things are. Like, I don't know what I should be using. Should I be using
Maybe nature.
intelligence? Nature? Okay, that's a good one, I suppose. They are twigs. They are magic twigs.
They seem to be small, tiny twig creatures, but since you did take time to actually look and see them, I can show you a thing. I believe I've got one for them. There you go.
I was calling bow chuckles because that's what they are in Harry Potter, but apparently. So I can move 40 feet. That's right there. I'll move up. And I immediately forgot where that was. Hold on. Right there. I'll move up there and I will do nothing. I'll be ready.
You can ready an attack, can't you? If you move and no, that's only if you're surprising.
No,
But,
you can
sorry.
ready. You can ready an action.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know about readying things, so I don't know what that does.
So like
Well,
you
Now
can
is a good time to learn.
you can be like, all right, I want to attack as soon as something comes into range. And so
Okay.
you basically hold that action. If nothing comes into range, you lose that action. But if something comes into range, you can make that attack.
Do I
That's
lose
what I-
that action on my next round, or is it just I just lose this action right here?
So you ready it right there.
Okay.
So like if this goes by, like everybody's turn goes by in this, so that round is finished, then you just lost that action.
Okay. Well, then I'll
Yeah,
ready an
but-
attack.
Yeah,
my-
it's not your next attack. It's the attack you were gonna wait anyways. So you might as well ready an attack just in case something enters your area.
Okay. So it's basically Overwatch and XCOM. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Durok.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a nature. Damn it. I'm also gonna roll a perception to see, well, because I'm in the tall grass. I'd like to say that I sense what's going on, and it's not one with nature. And Durok is peeved, and you will. Damn it, Justin! It's a little hard to. Like, I'd like to come out of the grasslands, the tall grass.
I mean that's all you. You're on the map.
Okay. All right. Yes, I see. I see me. This
I
is
see.
improving.
What are you doing to the druid?
Give me a second. I'm trying to see.
Is that what your perception is for, to look at the druid?
Yes. Damn it. Give me a second. Let me look at my arrow, my bow. Shit! It doesn't show the distance for my bow, unfortunately. Let me open
If
this
it's a
up.
longbow, you should be able to hit that. If my spells have a range of 120, then you should be able to hit with a longbow from that distance.
I think a longbow
Okay.
is like 120, 300 or something crazy.
Yeah.
Is it a longbow or a short bow, John?
It is a longbow.
I looked it up. It says
And-
150/600.
Yeah, so
Okay.
anything within 150, 150 feet is within regular attack range. If it's past that 150 but before 600, then you can make it at disadvantage. So I mean, you're definitely in range. That's 70 feet. You can just make a normal attack on this druid. Which for some reason I don't have that for. Crazy. That's because the picture doesn't really represent what you're seeing.
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
God damn it. Sorry. That was my mom calling, and she's like, "Oh, I'm doing a thing. Great. I'm playing DE. What the
I'm
hell?"
doing shit, Mom. Leave me alone. I'm an adult, please. Jesus.
No, she's telling me she stopped somewhere because she's traveling up here again.
Of course she is.
Jesus.
Of course she is.
No, tell me about it. Jesus
Why'd
Christ.
she
All right.
even move?
You can make your attack there, Durok.
All right. Damn it.
That's gonna miss.
No fucking hell. Then what I would like to do, let me see. You know what? Speech of beast and leaf. You have the ability. Okay, Justin. Well, maybe I'll do it my next turn. But it says I have speech of beast and leaf, and I have the ability to communicate in the manner with beasts and plants.
Uh-huh.
But you have advantage in charisma checks, so
You
know
want to
what?
talk to
Yeah. So guess what, Justin? Next time around, if they're not all fucking dead, which would be sad, because it'd be nice to have little twigs being like, "Hey, it's you," and be like, "Yeah, it's me." But but I'll wait till the next round to try that. So go
Okay.
ahead.
So these little creatures start skittering across the ground closer to you. Wey Ning. Brings us to Lucien.
Wey Ning is ready.
I think that's probably about as far as Lucian's gonna go. And
That makes sense. A lot better.
he is
gonna
to
dance, 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 dance.
Dance Dance Revolution. No, he is going to cast a guiding bolt upon the druid. And that definitely hits a 22 for 14 damages. And that druid screeches out in pain.
Ah!
And it is the druid's turn. Let's see.
Oh no.
She's going to move forward and she's going to utter in a guttural language. And a fire is going to appear upon Wey Ning and miss. It's not going to do any damage. Kind of appears right outside your coat and just you wave your hand and it just goes out.
Justin, can I do a perception on that language?
Sure.
I'll do the
See,
same. I probably won't recognize it.
I speak primordial, so I don't know. But I mean, you said guttural, so we're gonna see. Is it primordial?
It's not primordial.
Alright, that's all I want to know.
Wey Ning, do you have a guess for it?
I was thinking maybe draconic.
It's not draconic either. Good guesses though, guys.
I was reading something like draconic sounding harsher language or something like that. I'm not sure.
Well, I only speak primordial, so it's like you only have so many options.
Right.
Irina's going to move up to there and draw her rapier. And that brings us to the top of the round, back to Ismark. And I believe... Oh, out of range. You can reach that one, though. So Ismark is going to run into battle against Twigblight. And he's going to take a 2-handed slash. And slice this little tree person in half. That will be his turn.
Saddened. Durok is saddened.
And it is your turn, Captain Surge.
Durok is about to be more sad. Seeing these twig creatures kind of begin to move up and swarm my allies, I'm going to cast Magic Missile.
Okay.
Level 1. And I am going to take 3 different bolts, and I'm going to hit... Shit, hold on. This one right here, Justin. This one right here. And this one right here.
Okay.
So maybe a 3, and a 5 on the first one.
Nope, I can see your rolls. You got a 2, a 4, and a 5.
Oh, okay. That works. I'm sorry. I forget how magic missile works sometimes.
So 2 of them go down, and 1 of them gets burned by the flaming missile, and it is now Wey Ning's turn.
Hmm. When I use my attack and my bonus action, can I use when I use my bonus attack, can I attack someone else other than the original target?
I believe so.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I'm going to move up. Hold on, I think I can do that, but I want to be sure. Yeah, that's just 15. What the fuck am I thinking about? Okay, I'm gonna move up right here. And I'm gonna attack the druid with my quarterstaff.
Okay. That hits. One-handed, I assume?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I use my bonus action to punch this little thing in the face.
You got it. Wey Ning punch. Wey Ning do punch. He do punch good. He very good punch.
Nyx likes to punch.
Alright, so you punch that little twig blight, and it bursts into little twigs across the ground. Just scattering tiny twigs all over the ground. And that brings us to Durok's turn.
Durok is quite distraught, but he knows that his comrades come first, but he's going to give another try. He's going to roll a nature. Damn it! And he's also going to roll a charisma with, what is it called? Speech of the Beast and Leaf.
Alright,
Doesn't that come with advantage?
Oh, that's right. Justin, you want me to roll another charisma, or do you want me to do it with advantage?
just roll another charisma and just take the higher. 20. What are you saying? What are you saying, and what are you trying to accomplish?
Durok will say, "Calm down, my fellow ones with nature. Understand that there is so much darkness in this land. Please take our side and help us fight these battles."
In what sounds like just bullshit to you guys don't really hear this, but in like a sound of twigs moving together, you just hear blood, so thirsty, blood.
Jesus.
But that's what Durok hears, but we just don't understand it.
Yeah, you guys have no fucking clue. You can't speak to plants.
Uh,
Durok can. He's probably like, jeez.
So Durok panics. He panics, but he knows where the evil's coming from. So he's going to attack the druid again with his longbow.
Not at all through me.
That hits. 20. Yeah. Alright, the druid goes down, and you just hear them all skittering, blood, 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 blood!
This is not. Durok says, "This is not with nature."
There's only really 2 of them left alive. And it's their turn. They're going to move up on Wey Ning. Alright, and they're going to attack upon Wey Ning. And both of those hit, I believe. So you take
Yes.
7 points of damage as these little tree people are like, ah! And as they're doing it, Durok, you just hear blood, 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 blood.
Just Durok is panicking. He has not seen this before.
Yummy, yummy, blood, blood, blood. Yummy, yummy, blood, blood, blood.
Burn them with fire!
Meow 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 meow.
Alright, and that will bring us to Lucien's turn, who also can't hear this. But he's going to run up on this twig blight and switch out for his mace and smack it with his mace. He's going to whiff right over the top of it as it skitters out of the way, and bring us to Arena. She's going to move up a little bit, trying to stay somewhat close to all the companions that she can. And then Ismark is going to move up upon Blight here and slash at it with his longsword. And that's going to slice that one in half, and it's going to scatter his little branches upon the ground. As it does, Durok, you just hear and that brings us to Captain Surge.
Firebolt on the last one left.
That'll hit.
For 1 crispy damage. Jesus.
So that one gets hit with the firebolt, and it's it's kind of freaking out a little bit.
That's a crit fail out of a 1d10. Jesus.
Wey Ning, you're up.
I'm gonna punch these little bastards.
Wey Ning punch.
Yes.
That hits.
Fucking pawn.
Alright, so you punch it and it just scatters into branches on the ground. Good job, guys. Your combat's over.
Durok is going to proceed forward and kind of just like both knees forward and not understanding what's going on. Kind of just look at the pile of ash.
I'm gonna walk by
I'm
Durok
going
and
to-
give him a pat on the back as I.
I'm
walk
gonna
past him.
move up. And I would like to do an investigation on these twigs.
It seems like a bunch of twigs all over the ground now.
No, there's a very specific investigation. Would they make good firewood?
Yeah, they'd be pretty good kindling.
Durok looks at Surge.
Waiting
He's
approves.
kind of pissed. And he grabs one twig branch, and just kind of puts it to his heart as they take the rest away for firewood.
No, I didn't say I took the rest away to firewood. I'm going to react to what you're doing. I'm going to notice that Durok is obviously upset. And I'm just going to shrug it off and go, well, we can find firewood elsewhere. And I'm just going to inspect the druid next.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. After that,
Oh, yeah, you go first then. You can do that while I'm doing the tweaks.
I'll inspect the crap out of her.
Sure.
Justin, as a
And investigation.
Does he find out if it's a him or a her? That's what I want to know.
Are you looking to see if it's a him or a her?
I am not. I'm looking to see if it has shit on it.
Okay, so you find it's covered in rags. It is a male humanoid person type thing that is definitely not taking care of its health. It is filthy. It smells terrible. It's got a pretty hefty stick, probably used as a walking stick or a quarterstaff on it. Yeah, that's pretty much the
So there's no,
entirety of what you
Potions
find.
of healing on it.
No potions of healing, no nothing of real interest. There's some different plants kind of wrapped in a bundle of rags, and that could be some kind of reagents or something.
Ooh, I'll take a look at that.
You're not really sure.
Can I make a? I don't know. What's that? Be an investigation, I guess.
Sure. Investigating upon them, it seems to be like it's maybe spell components for druid spells.
Interesting.
Justin, you said the body stank, right?
It smells pretty awful. Like
All
somebody
right,
who hasn't
I'm
washed
going-
in 8 years.
I'm going to motion Wey Ning to get away, like move.
Okay.
And I'm going to set it on fire. Because that's what you do with magic. You just set shit on fire.
I wish
Burn
I
this
wish I
nasty
made a
body.
nature check. See what kind of things they were. Maybe I could have made potions on them or something.
So it starts
But
smelling.
you can still take those things as you're moving away. You can still have them.
It
I guess
smells
I'll do
like
that.
rotting flesh now. That's slowly burning. Nasty smell of burnt hair and burning skin. It's
smells better than it
very
did before.
repulsive.
I took that little bag of plants. I'm gonna run a nature check. see if I can understand what the like what. Oh no, I don't. It's basically weeds and grass. I threw it away.
Okay. I'm going to read a
Durok
little.
looks at him in disgust.
I'm gonna read a little bit, and then after I finish this reading, we're gonna call the session for tonight. That'll be a 2 hour go. So you guys find yourself coming upon a crossroads. Okay, good. I did move you over. And there's an old wooden gallows that creaks in a chill wind blowing down from the high ground to the west. A frayed length of rope dances from its beam. The well-worn road splits here, and a signpost opposite the gallows points off in 3 directions: Barovia Village to the east, Sayre Pool to the northwest, and Ravenloft/Valaki to the southwest. The northwest fork slants down and disappears into the trees, while the southwest fork clings to an upward slope. Across from the gallows, a low wall, crumbling in places, partially encloses a small plot of graves shrouded in fog. And that will be our session for tonight. I hope everybody who watched enjoyed it, and I hope you guys had a good time tonight. We will.
Could you read off? Sorry. Could you read off the sign or whatever it was again?
Barovia Village to the east.
Okay.
Sayre Pool to the northwest, spelled Tser.
Okay.
And Ravenloft/Valaki to the southwest.
I want him.
Okay.
All right. Again, thank you all for watching tonight, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you guys enjoyed playing tonight, and we will catch you all next week.